What's up, everybody? It's Will from Loaded Duelist, bringing you an updated Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile now with the new card come out. And basically, I had made a video earlier in the week talking about this card and how you can possibly integrate it into a Blue Eyes deck. And now that I've tested it out and tested it into a more competitive build, I would highly recommend that Blue Eyes players run this card because this card can enable you to make a first turn number 38 Blue Eyes Spirit, Crystal Wing, and Cyber Dragon Infinity without even having to use Soul Charge at all. And that might seem very, very difficult to do. You're like, wait, what? No, that's something you could do before Link summoning existed, which is true. But even with Link format, you are going to be able to make those kind of boards with this card. And I'll explain how to do that, but more importantly, I'm going to include replays at the end of this video. There's a time marker in the comment section. If you guys want to go ahead and skip ahead to that can pretty much show you how and which of these boards are made. But if you guys are more interested in hearing about the deck profile and card explanations, I'll go ahead and get into that. So, 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 3 Alternative, 2 Dragon Spirit of White. Dragon Spirit of White, very underrated card. He banishes spells and traps, so you don't need to run MST, Twin Twister, or Cosmic Cyclone. He does the job for you. I do run 2, even though you kind of only need 1 because you're running 2 Desires, and he's also just discard fodder for trade-in or Galaxy Soldier. Next, 3 Galaxy Soldier. Not only does he help you combo your cards by pitching stones to get Blue Eyes to your hand or pitching stones to get one at end phase, but he also enables you to summon Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is a great extra deck monster. It can negate anything once per turn and can absorb monsters. 2 Ash Blossom, just because you have to have Ash Blossom in any kind of deck. 3 Stones of Ancients, 1 Master. Now, Master, you never want to banish this guy off Desires because this guy is so underrated. You have no idea what you can do with Master. I think that every Blue Eyes player, after the existence of this card and when Needle Fighter comes out, they need to be main decking Master with Eyes of Blue because he enables you not only to use this card just from your deck, because we'll get into the base of it, but I think that everybody should be main decking Master with Eyes of Blue, not necessarily for his normal summon effect. It's because you can basically utilize this card, which enables you to make the craziest boards. So basically, Dragon Revival Rhapsody, if you control a spellcaster type monster, you can target up to 2 dragon type monsters in your graveyard, including at least 1 normal monster, special summon them, your opponent takes no damage for the rest of the turn. You don't really care about that second part because you're going to be using this on your first turn anyway to just summon a mass unbreakable board. Master with Eyes of Blue is the monster you want to summon off of this card. And the reason why you're going to do that is because you have Crystron Needle Fiber. That Spellcaster Clause might seem a little bit difficult because you're only running 3 in your entire main deck, but Crystron Needle Fiber enables you to special summon 1 from your deck, and all you have to do is basically use a tuner monster to make them. So you basically use your stones and maybe an alternative dragon or a Dragon Spirit of White that you revived, and you go into Needle Fiber and you bring this guy out from your deck. And then you activate this card, and you can do so many shenanigans, and like I said, the replays are going to really show what those are. But then I also want you to appreciate his graveyard effect, because his graveyard effect enables you to tribute a monster from your field and special summon any Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard. So typically what you're going to do is you're going to get rid of a Link monster that's taking up a Link spot, and then bring back a monster, and then possibly go into another Synchro Summon, or possibly go into another Xyz summon with that free spot that you just freed up with Master with Eyes of Blue. Like I said, that probably sounds a little bit confusing for you guys right now because I'm having to explain this all with not a visual, but like I said, the replays will go so far in explaining this and seeing how it all works, and you will make the awesome boards with Blue Eyes, even with Links. With Master of Eyes of Blue. 2 Stone of Legend. I do like 2. You're running 1 Cards of Consonance, and he's a really good combo enabler for Galaxy Soldier. Sometimes you have trade-ins in your hand, you have an alternative in your hand, but you don't have a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Galaxy Soldier, Cards of Consonance, Melody of Awakening Dragon. Those can all get that for you. 1 Glow Up Bulb, particularly because Needle Fiber can special summon him from the deck, and he doesn't take a normal summon up, so sometimes you can also Sage him, normal summon Glow Bulb, Sage, get a Dragon Spirit of White, and then use effect to bring him back from the graveyard, and then make a Blue Eye Spirit. Glow Bulb is he basically enables combos, which we'll talk about, but he's also one of the two monsters you want to special summon from the deck. If you have this card in your hand, you want to special summon Master from the deck. If you don't, you want to possibly special summon Global, because you can go into Crystal Wing with him a lot easier than you can with a lot of other things. 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue, one of the best cards in the deck, if not the best main deck monster, one of the best. Oh gosh, there's just a lot of this Blue Eyes is very combo heavy, which is why cards like Ash Blossom, ironically, are so good against them, because everything at least takes 1 to 2 cards. Blue Eyes is not one of those card decks that have a 1-card engine like Invoked. Everything in one of theirs, like Melody, like Alternative, like Blue Eye Spirits, like Sage, they all require, at least 2 cards to be effective. And Sage is just so good at making your resources, what they need to be. Let's say you open with an Alternative and a Sage and a Galaxy Soldier. He enables you to normal summon, search that White Stone of Legend to where you can pitch it with Galaxy Soldier, and then maybe go into first turn to Infinity and Blue Eye Spirit. Just a really good card. 3, Return of the Dragon Lords, really good. It's basically Monster Reborn for your monsters, and it protects them from the graveyard. 2 Potted Desires for generic draw. 3 Trade-in, 1 Cards of Constants, you only need 1. 1 Dragon Shrine, surprisingly you only need 1 because you have so much discard fodder with Galaxy Soldiers and everything like that. 3 Melody of Awakening Dragon, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Monster Reborn, and 2 of this new card, Dragon Revival Rhapsody. We'll go ahead and get into the extra deck now. Honestly, after doing a couple things, Proxy Dragon might be taken out, but we'll go ahead and get into the other ones. So, just 1 Azure Eyes now. It might seem like you need 2, and I always feel naked not having 2, but you kind of only need 1 Azure Eyes in this build now. And not only does he protect your dragons, and as well as revive Dragon Spirit of White to get rid of back row, but he's also a good prime material to go into Needle Fiber on your second turn. Assuming you couldn't do it, you could only make a Blue Eye Spirit your first turn. 2 Blue Eye Spirit, just this card is so underrated. I would argue it's the best extra deck monster you have. For 1, it negates graveyard effects. For 2, it can tag out into anything. So it can tag out, any light dragon type synchro monster. So it can tag out into Azure Eyes to protect your board, to where they're indestructible, untargetable. It can also tag out into Black Rose Moonlight to bounce a monster. And on top of that, it stops mass pendulum summons or soul charge. So it even stops scapegoat. Like, there's so many underrated things that the people don't necessarily appreciate when it comes to Blue Eye Spirit. But he's a great card. And he's got a 3k booty on top of that. 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, because you can make him very easily in this deck, primarily because Blue Eye Spirit can tag out into either of these monsters, and then you can basically have a tuner like Glow Up Bulb or any other tuner and go into Crystal Wing. 1 Black Rose Moonlight, primarily for that defensive play, so if you have a Blue Eye Spirit during your opponent's turn and they summon in Utopia Lightning, you're going to lose a monster anyway, so during their battle phase you just tag out into Black Rose Moonlight to bounce him, get rid of him, blah blah blah. And then we have Ancient Fairy Dragon as well, another monster that Blue Eye Spirit can conveniently tag out into. And so primarily if you're going to tag out into Ancient Fairy Dragon, it's because you have a tuner in your hand and because you want to make Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. 1 Dark Matter, 1 Cypher. Cypher also very underrated because you can steal your opponent's monsters and then link summon with them. Number 38, of course, Nova Infinity. Summon Sorceress is a suggestion that was given to me recently and was really good because it's a spellcaster, so it can technically make this card more live than it should be. So you can utilize that. Needle Fiber, such a good card. Like, this is the reason why Blue Eyes could potentially be viable in the future. Once this hits TCG, this is an automatic staple for Blue Eyes. You might even want 2, but if you do that, you're going to have to take out more extra deck space. 1 Proxy Dragon, I don't know, I don't really use him much anymore now that I'm playing the deck in a specific kind of way that I'm going to show you in the replays. And then 1 Link Karibo. Link Karibo is honestly probably the second best Link monster, because sometimes you do kind of brick and you have a stone, so rather than just setting the stone and waiting to get the end phase effect for your opponent's turn, you can go into Link Karibo, and then have a monster special summon from your deck, or you summon Sage and then have a Link Karibo and then plays for the next turn. So but that, as far as the cards and selections, that's the deck profile. I would highly advise you guys watch the replays in which that I'm about to show you guys. They're very much self-explanatory in how the deck works and how it will operate. And yes, you will be able to make boards like 38, Cyber Dragon Infinity, Crystal Wing on your first turn, no soul charge even needed, and it's going to be done with this deck. Anyway, hopefully guys you enjoy the replays. Feel free to give suggestions and likes and comments, and I'll see you on the next video, guys. Enjoy the replays.